going on, buddy?
Is your parents at home?
Huh?
Is your parents at home, or is you?
It's me.
It's you?
Yeah.
What are you doing in my house?
It's your house?
Yeah, it's my house.
I didn't know the house was in foreclosure, man. I rented it with no idea. I didn't know it was in foreclosure.
You rented it?
Yeah.
You rented it from who?
From Steven Spielberg.
I'm Steven Steenback. So you ain't rent shit from me.
I didn't know that you were Steven Spielberg. I didn't know that you were Steven Spielberg. Okay,
So what? So
why
what?
are you getting so loud, though?
I'm getting loud because somebody forged my name. You're saying you rented it from me. Who did you rent it from?
I don't know who's Steven Spielberg.
Now imagine somebody breaking into your house while you're away, and then it gets worse. You find them there, and they tell you they own it. Well, that actually happened to a couple in Riverview. And Fox 13 investigative reporter Doug Smith first started looking into this last month. Well, today, authorities moved in.
If you were driving by, nothing looks out of place watching this U-Haul pull out of a driveway at this home on Potomac Circle last month. But neighbors knew this wasn't just another moving day. The people leaving had no business being here in the first place because the house they called home really belongs to Sharon Bond and her husband.
Oh, they were very defiant and like, what are you talking about? And this is, not your house. Acting like they owned it.
Of course they didn't, but they did trash it. Bond called the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
It's a scam.
A scam that detectives say was hatched by this woman, Janella Pollock, who they arrested Friday. The Bonds were in pre-foreclosure and had moved out but were working with the bank. Investigators say Pollock saw the vacant home, moved in with her family, changed the locks, filled out a form like this, and tried to make it hers using something called adverse possession.
The current economic times have provided these vacant houses, and folks have sort of twisted the law. Almost an urban legend has grown around what adverse possession really means.
Will Shepard is the attorney for the Hillsborough County Property Appraiser's Office. He says the law is more than 100 years old, intended for vacant property nobody wanted, not residential homes like this one.
Either farmland or in Florida, maybe swampland, something that somebody from up north bought and then long abandoned.
After 7 years, somebody can apply for title and maybe a judge would grant them ownership. But when Pollock sees a judge, it will be to answer charges of burglary and grand theft.
It's really remarkable how quickly they were able to accumulate so much junk, for lack of a better word, in just the few short weeks they were living in this house, giving grieving family members and friends even more of a burden to bear. Sarah Digby's family and friends remember her as smart, caring, and fun.
Her sense of humor lasts up until the last couple of days of her life. She's always making jokes and playing with the instruments that they had and stuff like that.
She lived at this house on North Howard for about 10 years. When she passed away in September, neighbors took great pains to help clean up the home and secure Sarah's belongings.
She had a great group of friends that were, coming over to her house and packing up her items and preparing to close up the house on her behalf.
But someone else beat them to it.
When they did come back after the memorial service, they found 6 people in the house. The locks had been changed. They found the back door open.
The friends called police and the squatters fled, but only for a week. 4 people were arrested in the house yesterday, and for 2 of them, it's not the first time.
I know them and I know what they've done, and this is unacceptable.
The squatters went to great lengths to make the house seem like their own, turning the basement into a chop shop, trying to get the bills placed in their names, and painting parts of the interior.
They kind of developed this sense of, if I make it look like I've lived here for a year, then I've gained occupancy. You can't kick me out.
They even put up Halloween decorations.
It is just sickening to me the level this group went to. Sickening.
A violation of privacy that has unnerved family.
Yeah, frustrated and angry.
And friends.
This was somebody's home and she loved it.
New at 6, imagine squatters moving into your neighborhood and doing this at a home just down the street. Not just damage, but we're talking about drugs as well. And that is happening at a home in Jean Street in Tampa. And that's where we find ABC Action News reporter Carson Chambers live for us tonight with how neighbors are fighting back. Carson?
All right, you may have a home like this in your neighborhood, either in foreclosure or maybe it's bank owned, but neighbors who live in Seminole Heights say that this home is particularly bad. It's not the shopping carts or the fact that it's in severe disrepair, but they say it's the folks inside who make them feel unsafe.
It's just a revolving door of new people coming and going.
Seminole Heights is a hot zip code.
I totally don't feel safe.
But folks on West Jean Street never expected to have these neighbors.
A bigger guy came at me to confront me across the street, and I just told him, if you come in my yard, just don't come in my yard. And he was coming out here to fight me.
John Maratia says he and others have called code enforcement, Tampa police, even the mayor's office, begging for action when squatters moved into this fourplex.
Biggest feeling I'm feeling is frustration.
Today, he contacted us. Tampa police kicked out 3 trespassers living in gag-worthy conditions. Human waste in non-working toilets, what appear to be empty drug baggies in drawers, and graffiti scrawled all over the walls.
We want that building secured because there was trespassers in the building, and it's affecting the neighborhood, the quality of life in the neighborhood. So we want that, that contractor to secure that building so that nobody can come in.
Code enforcement says they won't give up until the building is boarded up. Right now, though, it's a civil case, although it could be upgraded to criminal.
I'm Ronnie with Channel 7. What don't you want to talk about? Hi. So, I just talked to the owner of the house. You guys aren't supposed to be here.
What's this?
That's me.
Oh, okay.
That's me. I'm Ronnie.
Oh, the camera on?
Yeah.
Yeah. We on the news right now?
Yeah, you sure are, honey. Yep. You know who I am? Right. So, okay, so you know what I do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're trying to figure out what you guys are doing in this house. Did you hijack it?
Hijack it? No, ain't nobody hijack no house.
You took over?
No.
Yeah, took over.
Huh?
Yeah.
So you're okay with taking over it?
Take a lot of shit.
Really? And you don't care?
Take a lot of shit.
What do you take? So do you guys, you don't mind that you're not supposed to be living here?
Look, ain't nobody living here. We're just here for the moment.
You're just here for the moment. How long is that moment?
I can't put this on TV.
How long's your moment?
You gotta
Too
cut
much cussing. Y'all can't put this on camera.
What? You're not cussing yet?
Shit, I can.
I like your sneakers.
Thank you.
Those are cool. So,
throw us on the camera.
How long have you guys been here?
A year.
A year?
Yeah.
But I just talked to the owner, and you're not supposed to be here.
Look.
You guys don't care?
Scratch that.
What?
Who called the news over here, just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
I
Bitches
called.
down there.
The
What?
bitches down
I
there
already
did it.
know who did it. They did it.
You ain't gonna.
And y'all gonna come down here too anyway, huh?
Huh?
Y'all gonna do it anyway because they called.
Hold on, wait.
No, they didn't call me.
Oh, yes, they did.
I'll be
Y'all did.
absolutely 100% honest. But
didn't
what are you
call.
guys doing here?
You didn't call.
You're stealing. You've been stealing
You
electricity.
didn't call. You didn't call.
You're not supposed. You've already been written up. You're supposed to be out, right?
Why
Didn't the
here?
cops come over here?
See, that's
I'm
how
over
I
here
know
because
it's
this is
them
what
down
I
there.
do.
This is outside league. Y'all shouldn't be here.
That's
No,
how
I
know-
actually I
that's
just
how I know they did that shit.
right, I just talked to the owner and she gave me permission to be here.
What owner?
And in this
She
neighborhood.
ain't been here in years.
Right, because she said that there's still stuff in here that was hers and she can't get it out because you guys just
Ain't
took
shit
over
here
the
hard,
place.
Y'all believe her. Right, a
After
female
I
don't even own
moved
a
here,
house. A
there
man
was a
do.
man came here. He said he left his social security and stuff card in here. He was trying to come in. I would not let him in. Whatever he left before I moved in here, that's his problem, not mine.
Why wouldn't you let him in?
What I'm gonna let him in for? I don't know him.
But
He could be a serial killer.
You let somebody in your house
You
that
let
you don't know?
anybody in your house?
But it was
Would
his
you let
house.
somebody in your house you don't know?
So this is
Would
your
you
house.
let somebody in your house you don't know?
But is this your house?
Answer the
Here's
question.
my house. I'm living here.
Answer the question. Would you let anybody in your house?
Well, I own my house legally.
So if somebody come in your house try to get in there, would you open the door and let them in?
Well, it was his house. And
Would you answer the question? You trying to be sarcastic and we serious.
No, I'm, you know, I legally own my house and my name's on the. So
Legally,
you're
I
not here.
legally just asked you a question. You didn't answer it.
Okay, so
So it was them
do you
down the
guys
street,
have?
right?
Do you have a lease?
It was them down the street.
No, it was not.
Yeah, we
Do
do
you
have a
lease?
lease.
Oh, great. Let me see it.
What you you need
fuck
to
we
see
need
it
to
for?
put? You ain't the landlord.
Not the landlord.
No.
We gonna let you see it for?
She ain't the landlord. Why she want to see the lease? Why the fuck you lying? Why do you always lying? I need my fame. I don't care though. None of this conversation.
Oh man, go get a real fucking job. This ain't no fucking
Hey,
job.
I have a job. I get paid.
That's your job, baby.
Yeah.
Bye, Ronnie.
So you know that the second citation for squatting is a felony, right?
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Just get off my porch if I beat you on my porch.
You're gonna beat me?
The shooting happened this morning when police say a man discovered a squatter had broken into the home. Channel 2's Audrey Washington is live at the house in DeKalb County and asked investigators about possible charges in this case. Audrey.
Fred, I was just briefed by police a little over an hour ago. I also spoke with some neighbors here who told me this home over here is a target for squatters and that they are not surprised by this deadly shooting. Now, our camera was rolling as detectives swarmed this property here along South Ponce de Leon Avenue in DeKalb County. This is still a preliminary investigation, but what we know is that the homeowner lives out of town. He had called police in the past about a person breaking into the house. The homeowner then sent a relative to go check on the house this morning, and that's when, according to police, the relative came in contact with the suspected squatter and shot the man dead. I spoke with a neighbor about what the homeowner told her about protecting his house. I also asked police about possible charges in the case.
As for charges at this point, it's too early on in the investigation. Our detectives are still trying to determine what exactly transpired in that home and what exactly prompted that relative to fire that gunshot.
He was going to arm the place, and that if some intruder came in, they were going to get it.
Maria Raya's quiet Olivehurst neighborhood is now the scene of a bizarre crime.
It's just nerve-wracking thinking that, who's living there.
New neighbors who never seem to belong.
I thought it was really awkward. There was no U-Haul truck. There was no furniture. They just moved in there.
Maria was right. Authorities tell us the home on Sundari Avenue taken over by destructive squatters.
It appears to be approximately $8,000 worth of vandalism damages to the home. There was a broken window, a broken door. There were holes in the sheetrock. The carpet was destroyed. There was spray painting on the walls of the home.
38-year-old Casey James Bates and 35-year-old Trisha Marie Bates are under arrest, each held on a $50,000 bond, and the couple's 3 children in the care of Child Protective Services.
It is concerning to see the houses vacant and people just move in there because, we got kids.
A neighborhood returning to normal as a homeowner is left with thousands of dollars worth in damages.
But before I went to move in, I called the cops. After all, I don't carry a weapon, and Lynn, who is known to the Michigan penal system as Arthur, is on probation for felonious assault with a deadly weapon.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
I'm coming to move in.
You are?
Yeah, I got the keys. What's for dinner?
I'm not cooking dinner. I'm finna go pick up my child.
Oh, can I get in?
No, sir.
But I have the deed here.
You do?
Yeah, here's the deed. Here's the check.
All right.
Here's the deed, and I got permission from the landlord.
Okay, tell the landlord to come here.
I can legally go in there.
Well,
Yeah, I can legally go.
Yeah, you can legally come
So
in.
let me in my house.
I'll let you in your house. This is Lynn Williams' house.
Oh, it's
Lynn Williams.
It doesn't say Lynn.
Well, of course not, because she took all my paperwork and everybody else know it.
If I left my house, say for a month
and a half,
you think you would be entitled to move in there?
Well,
take my stuff?
Well, it's a lot of, I'm not the only one that is squatting. It's a lot of other people on the block, if you want to be technical, and a lot of people encouraged me to do what I'm doing now.
But she wants her place back.
Yeah, but I had put a lot of work in here, and I spent a lot of money. I am on a fixed income.
Is that power hooked up legit there?
My power is...
That's not legit.
It's not legit.
No, you stealing a bit of power.
I am blessed.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The only thing that I have now is a letter stating that I moved here.
Can I see the letter?
Yeah.
Well, that's from the Postal Service.
Yes,
that doesn't count.
changed.
Well, what's your legal name, Lynn or Arthur? Which one
This
is
is
it?
my name, L-Y-N-N, Lynn.
Lynn
Williams.
Arthur. Lynn Arthur Williams.
That's my government name.
That's
yes.
the government
That's
name.
my
But
government
that's
name.
not on
Junior,
that.
as well as Junior.
Junior.
Because I'm a woman. I'm not
Respect.
trying to. Thank
Respect.
you, because you're
Total
trying to call me out here.
I don't think
This
you're going
is-
to get away with this.
I mean, I probably not.
Yeah.
Only thing that I have stays here until she is here.
Oh.
I'm going to jail for squatting.
That's a turn of events.
Call my boyfriend next door.
Are you going to bail her out?
This is technically a violation of probation, so...
Oh. So she could be violating probation, means she go to jail for a while.
2 years.
2 years, which solves the homeless problem.
It used to be property owners battling squatters had to go to court to get the unwanted tenants out. Well, that process could take months.
But now the laws have changed, and as 7 Action News reporter Ronnie Dahl shows you, squatters are being warned it's time to go.
The new squatting laws aren't about picking on the poor. They're aimed at giving the power back to the property owners. People living at this house on Carlisle Street don't seem to care who knows they are here. When I arrive, the door is wide open and the music is blaring. Dude, come here! The people inside ignore me, but Mark Fuga with Rondo Investments takes a much more aggressive approach.
You guys aren't supposed to be in this house. What are you doing? What is this? It's my crib there and you're in it. You guys got to be out.
Mark and his son Joe are in the property management and real estate business. For them, dealing with squatters is a daily battle. They've gone to extreme measures to get them out in hopes of saving their properties from damage.
We have to offer them cash just to leave. You know, here's $500. You broke into my house. Can I have it back?
Squatters tell us right to our face, if you don't give us some money or to leave, we're going to stay here, and if we stay here, we're taking your plumbing.
With Michigan's new squatter laws, which went into effect this week, landlords will have the power to use force and self-help to recover possession of premises from a squatter, which means they can go inside, change the locks, and take the house back, which is why we are at this house on Carlisle Street.
I'm coming back here. This house better be empty. You're in there without a toilet, you're stealing power, you don't belong in here.
After being confronted, the suspected squatters left for now, sneaking out the back door. Once inside, Mark and Joe discovered the squatters did a little home improvement, installing a stripper pole. Guess they were still getting around to adding a working toilet. In Detroit, Ronnie Dahl, 7 Action News.